The Lewis Chessmen, Unmasked. This is actually from the National Museum, Scotland, where the Lewis Chessmen, or some of the Lewis Chessmen, are actually kept. And just a little background. These are by far the most famous chessmen ever unearthed. It's a miracle that they were actually found. They were buried in a little protective stone structure, for centuries. Actually found in 1831. There's been a lot of mystery about them. Where were they made? Under what conditions were they made? Who were they made for? Etc. etc. There's a lot of mythology, but this is actually the first serious forensic investigation. It's got great pictures. Maps to go with the discussion, the little spots where they may have been found or where they appeared at some point in their handling. One of the fellows who was the first to handle the pieces. Desolate area where they actually may have been found. You see, nobody actually knows where they were unearthed. It became a secret, and it was well guarded, and disappeared with the people who knew it. Now what they do is they catalog every single piece. Now this is almost 4 complete sets, 4 slightly incomplete sets. So there are 8 kings, 8 queens, or I'm not sure if any kings or queens are missing. I don't think they are. There's bishops. The rooks are interesting. They're these standing guys. They're not the modern castle tower sort of rook, but everybody else you'd recognize right away. These are knights riding on horses and so on. Pawns are just these guys. They're not all photographed because I guess the authors didn't find they were quite interesting enough to get that involved in, but there's some discussion of those too. They're different sizes. A lot of things you may have never known about the Lewis Chessmen are all described in here. Now, besides just showing you a lot of general information, they go into some serious historic discussion, but then actual forensic analysis. They group the pieces into different groups depending on the ones that seem to be made by the same person, and they determine that by very specific analysis. The way the eyes are in relation to each other, the kind of creases that are made in the faces. Each artist had a few subtle conventions that they employed in making their pieces, and by looking at which conventions were employed in each piece, they put it into a group and figure that these were made by those various artists. A little discussion on board games, how this fits in with the history of board games. This book decides that in all probability they were made in Trondheim, Norway. And they give all the reasons for arguing that. There's other arguments too out there, but as far as I've seen, that this is the most strong argument. Anyway, if you're interested in this, you can't do better than picking up this book, Lewis Chessmen. It's not thick, it's how many pages? 75, a little 77, 79, 80 pages. But very rich reading, and great if you're interested in the chessmen. If you have a reproduction of the chessmen and you'd like some information about them to share with other enthusiasts, there you go. The Lewis Chessmen, Unmasked.